Hello guys, and welcome to this video. What I'm going to be talking about today is really what I've been doing this past while. I know I haven't posted any videos in a while, and I've actually been quite busy, so today I'm just going to talk about recently what I've been painting and as to why I haven't been really posting. As you look around you now, you can see sort of what I've been up to and what I have been painting. Unfortunately, I don't really have any painting guides for these guys apart from Gulliman at the front there, but that was a different Gulliman that I painted. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm building this army for the Grand Tournament in Nottingham. Now this isn't the exact list that I'm going to be taking, but it's sort of what I've been working on. Okay, so I'm going to start off talking about the different HQs that I have painted up, and as you can see here, this is my Gulliman that I painted up. Unfortunately, I did put a bit of shade onto the sword by accident, but I'll go back before I actually go to the Grand Tournament, and I will hopefully get that rectified before I go. Yeah, so this is another Gulliman that I have done. I actually done the first one as a commission and sold it on, and when 8th edition finally came out, I actually got back into the hobby again, so I had to buy myself another Gulliman. Unfortunately, he didn't come with the lanterns in the back, and I didn't want to have to buy the full box set again, because I didn't want Cyber and I didn't want the Grandmaster Vulgus. So I just bought Gulliman off eBay for pretty cheap. Unfortunately, it didn't have the lanterns, and I done up the Chaos Space Marine as the Death Guard, as that was quite fitting, as that's what's sort of in the starter box set. Okay, so that's the middle of the road. I'll talk about the other HQs that's actually within the Dark Imperium box set. You'll have the Gravis Captain with his auto storm gauntlet or something like that, and a power sword. So he was actually quite fun to paint, and I've started using my airbrush now and getting the hang of it. When I last done my videos, guys, back in, I think it was March, I'd only sort of purchased the airbrush, so I was quite a novice back then, and I still am quite a novice, but I'm getting there. Most of this army here has been, the armour has been airbrushed, and some of the weapon effects like the hellblasters in the background were airbrushed. So the next HQ I'm going to talk about is this captain with a jump pack. I actually done a conversion with him. He was actually a Vanguard veteran, and it was holding the relic blade, so I done a wee bit of swapping the bits out and added an extra base on. He actually turned out quite nice. So the next HQ I'll talk about is the Primaris Lieutenant, and he's just armed with the heavy bolt pistol, I think it is, and a power sword. I really did like the colour schemes that the Games Workshop came out with, the different helmets and stuff to indicate the different ranks, whether it's Lieutenant or Captain, Veteran Sergeants, etc. And it's nice that they've actually included a Lieutenant rank now. So that's that Lieutenant. And the next one has the Mastercrafted auto bolt rifle, I think it is. He's actually quite a nice model as well. Very nice model to paint up. Okay. I think that is my HQ all talked about. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to start talking about some elites. Okay, so moving on to the elite section. First one I'll talk about is the Primaris Ancient. Now these are stunning models, I think. They really are nice, especially the banners. But Games Workshop, they don't give you a set symbol and the banners, which is great for people to work with their different chapters. You just have to sort of customize it to your own. So that's our Primaris Ancient. I did get a box set for free of these Terminators. I haven't actually got around to completing the full squad yet. I just got the Sergeant sort of painted up, the tabletop standard, with his Volkrite Charger or something it's called. I'm not too sure. It's sort of a 30k weapon. Next on the elites is my aggressors. Now I've recently just finished painting these. I'm actually on as you can see, there's 4 here in the squad. I've actually starting a second squad. These will be part of my tournament list because they're actually quite good at taking out horde armies. So I'll give you a look at the Sergeant. Now, I really enjoy painting these models. I think that's another reason why I got a second squad of them, because they're an absolute joy to paint and they do look incredible. The Games Workshop done a really good job with designing these models. Some people they're not too keen with the Primaris models, to be honest, but I'm not too happy with their fluff and all them different reasons. But to me, I enjoy them. I thought this breathed a bit of life back into Games Workshop. It's breathed a bit of life back into the hobby. There's a lot of new people starting. It's actually got me back into the hobby game, playing gaming. Okay, so that is the elite, the aggressors with their auto storm gauntlets and their, I think it's frag launchers, like assault launchers. Okay, so next I'll move on to the next elites, and that's going to be my Hellblasters. I get them all in here. I've actually played a few games with these guys, and people tend to be very scared of them, and for a good reason. They are quite expensive point wise, but they definitely are a really good unit. Especially if you pair them up with a captain or rebooted girlyman, as I call him. He's not girlyman, he's girly man. So if you pair them up with him, they're going to do an awful lot of damage, because you got all your fail or reroll and fail the hits and reroll and fail the wounds. So, but if you can't afford Gulliman, or you don't have Gulliman, and normal captain will help you with rerolling failed hits of ones. That will really help you out when using this squad, because if you roll a 1, these guys are dead, and you don't want that, because they're quite expensive point wise. But they do have their uses. But be warned that your opponent will tend to focus fire them down quickly. I did play one game and I never even got to fire a shot with them, because the other opponent wanted them gone, and that's what happened in turn 1. So next I'm going to talk about is my Redemptor Dreadnought. Now, it took me quite a while to assemble this Redemptor. I have said to other people, they were saying how long did it take me to put it together, etc. I can kind of say that I could have put 3 to 4 dreadnoughts together in the time it took me to put this one dreadnought together. I actually built an Imperial Knight in under the time it took me to build this. There is quite a bit of flexibility in posability, but as you can see, I didn't really go for great posability. I just wanted to get the model together and get it painted as quickly as I could. So I didn't want to waste any time trying to mess about with the hobby knife and stuff and trying to get different poses, to be quite honest with you. I wanted this to be tournament ready. It's not 100% finished, but it's to a good standard that I'm happy with for it to go to the tournament. So that's the elites. Next, I'll move on to just the troop choices. So you'll have here the Intercessors, if I think I've got that right. Intercessors. So I have 2 squads of them. I actually have a lot more that's unpainted. I think I've got like nearly another 3 5-man squads of these Intercessors. They're not as tactically flexible as the Space Marine tactical squads. That is a given, but you do get quite a bit for points wise. For example, if you have a full tactical squad, 10 Marines, and you have a 5-man squad of your Intercessors, the 5-man Intercessor is going to be 100 points. Your 10-man squad of Space Marines will be 130 points, but you're still getting the same amount of wounds. You're getting 10 wounds for the Intercessors, you're getting 10 wounds for the Space Marines, but the Space Marines tactical squads give you that more tactical flexibility with more special weapons and stuff like that there, and you will get more of a fire rate down with the 10-man tactical squad. But then again, their bolt guns aren't specialised like the Intercessors are, as you can pick 3 different types of bolt rifles to actually go with your squads. If it's stalker bolts, it's heavy 1, strength 4, but it's minus AP 2. You have your standard bolt rifle, which is the strength 4 minus AP 1, rapid fire 1, and then you have your auto bolt rifle, which I think is assault 2, no AP value. So you do have that flexibility with the standard weapons that they have, but when it comes to special weapons and stuff, or heavy weapons, they only have one option, and that's the auxiliary grenade launcher. Now that gives your grenades 30-inch range of frag or crack, which is brilliant, to be quite honest with you. And I always would use an auxiliary grenade launcher in each squad. It actually comes in very, very handy. So that's the squad, and they are sturdy guys. You know, like I said, they don't have the tactical flexibility, but for 100 points, 10 wounds, and they can lay down a good bit of fire, I think they're definitely worth their points. To me, some people would disagree with me on that, but to me, for 100 points for 5 guys, 10 wounds is actually quite a good points value, to be honest with you. And then I have another just ordinary squad of Space Marines. And I have plenty of these lying about that needs painted up. Actually, for my tournament list, I'm using 2 standard Marines in my Devastator squads. I'll be taking 2 Devastator squads that only half painted them in. They've got their armour done and they've got their gold trim done, but I have a lot more to do. These guys are essentially going to be my wound soakers for my Devastator squads. And it's just a wee tactical squad with the sergeant and a special weapon with a grav gun, and just 3 standard guys. I don't really need to talk about standard Marines that much, to be quite honest. Alright, so moving on to my last piece, and that is the Storm Raven Flyer. And I had to pick this up off eBay for pretty cheap, for £25 I think I paid for it. It was actually quite a deal, saying the model from the Games Workshop is £50. And when I got it, it was, you know, it was pure black with lots of dry brush silver on it. So I've had to go over it. It's not finished, but it's at an acceptable enough level just to play with it on the tabletop, to be honest with you.